All right. We are back. Mr. Wamble, you have on a mask.
Yeah, yeah, boy. Gotta be safe today. And you can color coordinate too. NFL coming up, football season. You can still be a fan and be safe.
Yeah, yeah. It's always important to be safe. I am I'm so happy that you are. I don't think we need a mask indoors, but then again, I don't know. But with that, let's go. Oh, yeah.
My favorite part.
Oh my gosh. I can tell that you like that. That is so cool.
I do. I like it a lot. Yes, I do. Yes.
Well, guys, welcome to our September edition of Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday. I am your host, Val the Voice, and that is Mr. Wumble. Representing very well. If you are in the chat, give us a shout. We see that Mr. Springer is here. He is always on tap in the
Kevin,
chat.
Kevin, Kevin, Kevin. Yeah,
Kevin. We love Kevin,
right.
man. Kevin is a bad.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. And then of course, there we go. Mark. I Man, he spelled out my full government name. Valarie. He spelled it right too. I
man.
appreciate that, Mark.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. It's spelled it correctly too, right?
And yeah, he spelled it correctly because a lot of people
Right?
spell
The
Valerie
first
with two
10 years I
E's.
knew you, all you walked around was like, they keep misspelling my name. It's like, shit, yeah, y'all. She sounded like Kanye the first 10 years, like, you keep misspelling my name. I didn't. Other people did.
I know.
When
And
the
then
E where it should be an
Mr. Springer
A, and
and
yeah,
Mr. Springer is saying, "What up, Val and Mike?" Which is great. Let us know. Interludes is on YouTube. We have our private Facebook group. We are now over 700 members. Thank you guys. And then, of course, we are watching it.
thank
We are
you.
streaming also onto LinkedIn as well as the Roku channel. Yes, we have Mark to
Streaming,
thank for that. Thank you so very much. We are on the
streaming,
Roku called Pod TV.
streaming.
Never miss an episode. It's always great.
Never,
And
never, ever, ever, never, ever.
never, ever miss an episode. And of
No,
course, on the audio side, we are celebrating 100 episodes, which means we've been on a full 2 years. So excited
really,
about that. That is what's
really for real.
we've been around for 2 years, man. 2 years. We're getting
Hi,
a hello
Tracy.
from the vocal
Tracy.
stylings of Tracy. Hello, welcome. And then, oh, this is a hi, Jermance. Good to see you. Welcome over on LinkedIn. Thank you so
Hi,
very much.
LinkedIn. Hi, LinkedIn. Hello. Hello.
I know. I don't quite know who this is, but I'll go on Facebook and investigate that.
Yeah, say hello. I'm sure there's some wonderful people. Congratulations. Hey, we on the move because we streaming. And if you on the stream,
We're
you
on
on
the
the move.
move. We're on the
Because the move
move.
is streaming.
I know. And the bud
Streaming.
saying good evenings and blessings. I'll take any
Blessings and
blessings that come.
salutations. That's right. The blood. That
Pump it
reminds
up.
me. I was thinking about California, today. We said the
Oh, you
blood
were?
in California. Yeah. Yeah, and shout out and a love to the family, friends, and everybody out in California. They are on fire, Valor Boys. Do you know this? They are on fire. My goodness,
Which
my goodness.
means,
Yeah, temperatures are triple digits.
oh,
There's
yeah.
a weird thing called a heat dome that's keeping all the heat in there. It's a heat wave, but it's going to be the next several days. And talked to my daughter tonight. She told me that they got in the car and the car was Said 120. It's 120 degrees in the car.
If there's anyone out in Cali, please
Yeah,
give
we
us a
love you.
shout.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Let us
give
know
us a
you're
shout. Let us
okay.
know that you haven't burnt up in the car.
Yeah, I was checking on it too. So far they haven't heard of any mandatory or rolling blackouts yet. So the grid is holding. I mean, because about voice, they tell people when it's hot like this, like, oh, be careful with your energy. Don't use all your electricity. The first thing you go to is your air conditioner, put that sucker on
Of
69.
course.
That's it, and
Of
everybody's
course.
doing that. And yeah, there's fires in California that certainly is bad. We know what's going on in Mississippi. We talked about Jackson last week. It's just, I mean, there's a reason one of my classes is dystopian literature. As I tell the students, it's like it's happening right now, y'all. I mean, you can write lots of dystopian stories about the end of the world, but we're still around. We've been around
Well,
for a
uh,
long time. We'll keep going. We'll
well,
figure it out.
well. Speaking of an end of the world, or not necessarily the world, but just kind of in the comedy world. Um,
Oh,
we yeah.
transition
Yo,
three. Back
yo,
to the
drop the
three.
transition, man. Oh man.
Woo!
Oh
That's
my
a rocket
goodness. We
one.
have to talk about this. I was
Yeah, right. Ignorant.
uh, enjoying my Labor Day holiday, and we had a full conversation about what this situation means, which is a little weird. But this
Do
is just
tell. What does this situation mean? Because I'm all ears. Go right ahead.
uh oh good gracious. Well, didn't isn't there now I know Tiffany didn't put out some type of what did she do? She put out some type of statement out on IG addressing this. She said she really can't go into detail about it, but she says that she deeply regrets making this explicit
You reading? You reading?
sketches with
Val?
kids.
Val, you reading? Are you reading it?
I'm not reading.
Okay. Were you paraphrasing?
I'm doing a direct quote. She
Okay.
deeply
You're
regrets.
direct quoting. This is what she
That is
said.
a direct
Her
quote.
words. Okay.
Deeply regrets.
Okay. Because if whatever you say that's coming attributing to her, look, this is all going to court. So I'm just saying, if you want to say what she's saying, just make sure we're quoting her directly.
Okay. Well, it
Okay.
so here's the thing. I here's the thing.
Yeah.
I am a Michael.
Yes,
I
my
am a fan.
yes.
I'm one of the few people that's a fan of Tiffany. Ari Spears. I
Mhm.
remember him from back in the day. You remember this comedian, right?
I do. I want to say I remember Harry Spears. I wonder. I not maybe.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, Ari Spears got his start. Good gracious, we're going back to the Def Comedy Jam days, and he said some things that's been a little weird anyway. But a video has this was a video that was done years ago, and the kids were at the time they were younger, and and
yeah.
they were
Years ago they
minors.
were younger. Yes.
They were younger years ago. And according to they're saying Jane and Jim because they don't want to give the
Joe.
people's
Joe.
information out or
Uh,
whatever. But
calling her a Jane.
they
Joe. And
they
that's
were in a comedy skit featuring both
alleged,
um,
allegedly.
Tiffany and Aries, and it was supposed to be funny, where she was playing this a bad mom and leaving her kid with Aries, and they were acting this out. And I didn't see the video, but I was
Uh,
thinking, I hope this isn't true. But when she came out on her IG to
all right,
apologize for
I
things,
got it for you. Can I get it? Can I get this for you? May
okay,
I?
go ahead.
I'll step in Val voice. All right. All right. See, y'all see that we real friends, right? Do this as you watch this. Like if you've been watching us over the 2 years, you realize we are friends, okay? So I got your back, Val. All right. This is Tiffany Haddish straight from her Instagram, her blue hat, her blue checked verified profile, and she wrote, and I quote, I know people have a bunch of questions. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there is an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But, clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it was not funny at all. And I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. Period. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. Period. End of statement. That was from Miss Tiffany Haddish, comedian, star of Girls Trip, also star of the revolving set of women that goes into Common's house. So let me just tell you this. May I make this statement
Go
here?
ahead and make the statement.
I don't know who does her public relations, but whoever it is, they should be jobless at this point. To
Mhm.
allow her to make that statement is the stupidest, one of the stupidest things that I have seen all year. And I've heard multiple speeches from Donald Trump. Okay. That is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard anyone say. There's no reason for her to say anything at all because, as she says, it's in court. It's being argued. Okay, she is in it, and she may not even be the main target. I can't tell. I don't know. But I do know this. That was dumb. She needs a real public relations house. And Val, if you and I would like to form that house and then go call Miss Tiffany Haddish and tell her what the correct thing to say. Do you know what the correct thing to say is when someone is investigating you for possibly doing some untoward things toward minors? Do you know what the right thing to say is?
Nothing. You you don't say anything. And here's my question to the chat. I know people are watching. Is Tiffany Haddish's career over due to this misstep? Just
Is
give
it
us a
over?
shout
Is
in
it
the chat.
over?
Is
Is
it
it done?
over?
Is she done?
Because this is dealing with children. Because you just ask R. Kelly. Just you know, I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't know if that's a good example to use.
I don't think. Well, yeah, you're right. That's not a good
That,
example.
that,
But
that
just
took
ask
like
anyone
that was
that has
20
done
extra
anything
years
to
on that one.
children. Ask no, ask anyone that's done anything to children and see like who is this? Oh, I'm so sorry. Kevin Spacey. Unfortunately, remember Kevin Spacey? Remember Kevin Spacey, Mr. Wamble? Okay. So I'm just saying.
However. See, here's the thing. I don't know what this is, and we don't know
Oh,
what
you
this
don't?
is. Don't know.
I don't know what it is either.
I don't know what it is. All I know is she shouldn't have said anything. I
Right.
do know that whatever thing that she had tried to cultivate about herself, she made a misstep here. We'll see. In a year, all this could easily go away. Easily go away. And she could be back to doing really bad movies like she's been doing lately. I mean, she
And
could
Mark
easily be
says,
back to that.
And Mark says, if proven, she's toast.
Yeah, but proving what? There's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove right now because we don't even know what it is. All we know is she is commenting on something and she hasn't really said it. In one way, she said too much. In another way, she didn't say that much at all. So there's still some wiggle room here. I don't. I think that a lot of times when people enter these legal things, the tendency is to overstate whatever it is and to roll it back to get to some kind of agreement. Um, I don't know. I mean, well, Val, do you believe? I mean, do you feel that some child would be in danger if they were around Tiffany Haddish?
Um, I don't think so. And here's the thing, isn't here's the
That's the
thing.
point. But that's the
That's
difference. We'll get back to what Mark has written. We'll get back to that in a second. Go ahead. I'm
okay, great. But here's the thing. I with he she does a show on one of the networks. I think it's NBC where she's
yeah,
with kids.
Dead, past tense. I don't believe
Oh,
that. I don't think
did.
that's
So
happening
so
anymore.
that's dead in the water right now.
No, no, I don't believe that was still ongoing.
Oh,
I
that
don't know
wasn't
that to be
ongoing. So
certain.
that stopped before this happened. But
Yeah,
yeah, so it's just a little sad. I don't. Uh, she had a meteoric rise after Girls Trip, and then we started seeing her in anything and everything. But I'm trying to figure out.
problem,
Hmm.
which was a problem. Now here's the thing. Before that, in that time that I mean, here's the thing. Nobody's an overnight sensation, okay, right? Just to remember
Hmm.
this. I mean, she had been working in clubs. She had been doing
She's been working for a long
she'd
time.
been working for
Yeah.
a while before she got a break in TV, and she seemed really genuine, right? I mean, even in some ways, almost unguarded, and I think that was part of her charm. I don't mean to talk about in past tense, but I mean when she started, that was part of the charm. Like she bought this, what was it, $10,000 dress, right? And she wore it everywhere because it's like I'm gonna get
She
my
wore
wear
it
out of
over
this,
and over again. I thought it was
right?
endearing and sweet.
And it was and she, if you want to get technical, if you really want to go back to it, she played the opposite to America's sweethearts in terms of Hollywood power couple. She was like the third wheel for their power couple. That was her act on TV for like at least the first year after Girl
Hmm.
Trip. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know who she hung out with for a while and kept telling stories about hanging out with them?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Will
Mm,
and Jada. It was
yeah.
Tiffany,
But
Will, and Jada
her
because she kept
her
telling
but
some
her
stories
stories
about
her
Will and
story
how Will was really like, what he was really like.
one of her stories led her to get, what was that, a Groupon
Yeah, she
contract where
got a
she was
Groupon
doing
deal.
a
And she
comedy,
talked
a
about the
commercial.
fact that she had the group on and they were down in Louisiana and they did some kind of like what amphibious like, trip with Will and Jada, and she was hanging out with Will and Jada, and Will's different than y'all think he is. You remember her talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Turned out she was right about that.
Oh boy.
Turned
I
out she was
just
right about Will being different than how y'all thought he was. She was spot on that one.
yeah. Well, anyway, I ultimately, to wrap this up, I think Tiffany, as you said, should not have spoken out about this at all.
I was a
Should have
mistake.
just kept her
Big
mouth shut.
mistake.
I understand, and then just literally let the attorneys and the people that she has paid work for
Good
whatever amount of
work.
money she's paying them. Yeah, because Ari. Now we're not really
Burn
mentioning
up
Ari
your
Spears because I feel like he is relevant, but he is not as popular as Tiffany.
I don't think he's relevant. I mean, unless you are
Mhm.
like watching videos of things off of Vlad TV, Aries Spears has no space in your life. I mean,
Right.
if you went to a comedy show and Aries Spears was there, you go like, "Oh yeah, I remember him from. Oh yeah, is he done yet?
Yeah.
Can I go see the person I came here to see? You know what I mean,
And
right?
the and an unfortunate thing recently, he had spoken very despairingly against the singer Lizzo, which I didn't appreciate because I'm thinking, if you think that she has a something is wrong with her weight, you talk to her. But my thing is, I love her spirit. I love how she presents herself sometimes, but not all the time. But if you want to say something, you go to that person
I,
directly. You don't say
I
that
don't,
she looks
I don't,
like mashed potatoes or whatever crazy
I mean,
comment he says.
he
So
was
I
going
don't
for a
I'm
joke. He
really
was going
upset of
for a
what he
joke.
said.
Here's
What
the
was
thing.
that?
Again, he was going for a joke, and again, it
Mm,
wasn't funny.
it wasn't funny. I'm
See,
not laughing.
he has a bad history recently of not being funny, and when he's not funny, some people aren't funny. They tend to do damage to themselves and others. Oh well,
Mhm.
boy. Now he
Yeah.
got the nerve to talk about how somebody looked. His neck and his
And
head.
that and that
It
and
looks like it's eating his head. Val, he looks like the missing Ninja Turtle. What's going on? Are you kidding me? He's talking about how somebody looks. He's talking about Lizzo, who is
well,
one of the beautiful voice, great singer, amazing
mhm.
dancer. I have noticed in the last several appearances on shows.
And she
Uh,
plays the flute. Can he play the flute?
do you know who pushed her early, Val? Here, this
Who?
is cement this. Do you know who one of her earliest backers was? So she ended up in the Minneapolis music scene for a while. So this certain artist from Minneapolis saw her on TV, called her representatives, and had her play his parties at Paisley Park Studios, and then walked around and told people how much he thought that she was going to be the next big thing. Have you heard these stories before?
I have.
You know
I
who the he
have.
is, right?
I know who you're talking about too.
Yes. So unless Aries Spears has better taste in music than Prince, he needs to let the rest of his neck eat the rest of his head.
All right. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So are we doing Honk for Jesus or 5 days at Memorial? Which one are we gonna do? We can only do one.
Uh, we can do quick. I can do quick. I can do two quick. Well, let's
Okay.
start with Home for Jesus. Let's start with Home for
All
Jesus.
right.
You got that ready?
All right. Well, all right.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I
Did
got
you
that
watch it?
ready.
All right. Did you watch it?
I did. And
And
I want to say
hey, y'all, we
something.
haven't talked about this before. This is the first time Val and I actually gonna figure out what we thought of it. Go ahead. I wanna
Okay.
listen. Church,
All
church,
right.
church
So
lady.
I I wanna preface this by saying it is a mockumentary. It is when I thought of it like that, I was able to laugh because when I looked at some of the reviews, they slammed this film so much. And if anyone was a fan of Greenleaf, and that's the show that came on OWN for 5 seasons, if you're looking at the stage right there, I know they shot this movie in the same on the same set as Greenleaf, and I was
Oh, thank you,
thinking,
thank you, because that was one of the questions I kept having as I was watching was like,
mhm,
because I kept
yeah,
watching knowing that it's a mockumentary, it's a fake documentary, but those places are real. That's they didn't build that set for just this show. Like,
I know.
whoa, there's a
I think
fountain.
they kept it I think they kept it up, but it's like when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the same set
All right,
as
and you got a
Greenleaf."
picture of Jordan Peele on there just to let people know that he is one of the
Mhm.
executive producers. His production company does it. He did not
Oh,
write or direct it. It's just that it
no.
comes through his production company. It was a different writer and director of this abomination. Oh my goodness, this was terrible. All right, so I don't
Yeah.
want to really say much more about it. It was bad. It wasn't funny. Then it became
Mhm,
earnest and very
mhm.
serious, and I took it very seriously. And I could, Val, because it wasn't funny. That's how I can take it very seriously. Sterling is not a comedian. He is
No, he
not
is not.
funny. He is
I
not
felt
funny in any way,
uncomfortable.
shape, or form. Yes, he is cringeworthy in this, and I know he's playing a cringeworthy character, but he is cringeworthy in this as well. Now, Regina, right? Regina,
Mhm.
I'm finding newfound respect for her, but she needs a
Okay.
casting agent. Oh my God! Between being in this and that terrible Kevin Hart movie, she needs somebody to put her in something good again. I don't know what that
Yeah.
is, but whatever her, if this is her instinct, she needs to kill her instinct. Okay, because she got
Yeah,
Tiffany Haddish instinct, and it's bad
and
right
here's
now. I'm
the
done
here's
with
the
this. I don't want to talk about this
here's the
anymore unless you do.
okay,
I'll
so here's the thing, and this is my last thing on it. Everyone makes a film that and they have to pay a mortgage. I really honestly, and it was something to do that was very quick.
It
If
ain't worth it.
you
It ain't worth it.
unfortunately, yeah. So and I
No,
for someone who spent 5 seasons on This Is Us, making us
sleep in your
cry
car.
and
Sleep in your car. It's not worth it. This thing lasts
yeah,
forever. This shouldn't.
yeah,
They'll never. Sterling will never get the stain of this crap off of him. All right.
right.
Ooh, and
Yes.
the purple suits. Oh Lord, don't even.
Yeah, the suits and everything was it was just a little bit too much. So, but
Mm.
now let's go to a 5-part documentary. No, a 5-part
Eight.
series
It's
called
like it's like
5
eight.
Days
It's like
at
eight. I
Memorial.
think it's
It,
ongoing. So this is something that you can binge now. Catch up with. The new episode comes out on Friday. It's called Five
mhm.
Days at Memorial. As it says, it's based on actual events from Hurricane Katrina. Yeah, we're bringing Katrina again. This time, it's based on an award-winning book, and this is 5 days after Katrina. So it's 5 days after Katrina at this particular hospital called Memorial. Now,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, this is simply this will probably be up for awards. It was written for television by John Ridley, the same guy that did 12 Days a Slave, Undercover Brother, some other things that you probably are familiar with. The cast is amazing, the performances
Mhm.
are amazing,
I
and
saw
the
the
way that
casting.
it just unravels. They only get to 5 days, y'all, without electricity, without communication. And in that time it turns into Lord of the Flies. They may or may not have euthanized people. What? I mean, that's all it took for society to devolve. That's what happens with Katrina. And I kept thinking about it, and I'm gonna do like 20 more seconds, Val, promise, on that.
Okay.
So the fact that it only took 5 days for this society of this hospital to completely break down and devolve is frightening and should be a reminder to us. It should help us in the future when we have other events like COVID or whatever is going to come next, that we have to figure out a plan of action, what to do and how to do it, or else we'll end up in some horrific space like we do in this story. Val, did you get to
Mhm.
see any of it?
I saw the first episode,
What
and
do you think?
it was who's ever doing the special effects, the acting is amazing, and also just it puts you right there. Uh, I
Mhm.
mean, it's a moody. It's like a color palette of
Yes,
mood. It just puts
yes.
you right there in New Orleans, and you can almost. It's just riveting. I'm
Right.
looking forward to finishing and continuing the series, but as I will put up here, it is currently streaming on Apple TV.
Right. New episodes on Friday. Right now, the new one that's going to come out this week is episode 7. I believe there's one more after it. It's in 8
Hmm.
parts. In the first 5, do cover the first 5 days of Memorial. The last couple
Hmm.
of episodes have to do with the fallout and whether or not people committed criminal acts during that time, or at least unethical acts. It,
Right. So
it, it is riveting.
let us know in the chat if if you've seen either Honk for Jesus or 5 Days at Memorial. But let me get to this coming Sunday. Oh, I'm
Sunday.
so sorry.
Oh no, no.
Yeah,
Let's go to this. We'll go to this.
go to this. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So, can we talk about this briefly about the status of
absolutely.
water
Yeah,
in Jackson,
absolutely.
Mississippi?
Yes, yes. They need water. They need water. Yes, just as you're seeing in that picture, the water really can't be trusted yet. It has to go through a couple of days. The pressure has to be there. It's just, yeah, it's just a mess. And this is one of those things. It makes me go back to think about 5 days of Memorial. The fact that these are some of the things that we rely on from a government, from paying taxes, paying into the system. Things like hospitals, right? Things like you go into your bathroom or kitchen and then there's water. You expect that, and you don't have that. It just changes who you are, and it changes how you feel about the world. I can't. I mean, the idea that this is happening in America is a travesty, absolutely travesty. The only thing I can
Right.
think of when this happens is when there is a natural disaster, like a Hurricane Katrina and the breaching of those levees, or the drought
Right.
in California with fires going on. We shouldn't have to do
Right.
this in our country.
Right. Well, turning very quickly over to a happier subject, the Emmys is coming
Yeah,
on this coming next Monday, I believe. Oh yeah, next Monday on NBC Peacock. But this past weekend we had the Creative Emmys, and Michael,
yeah,
what you think? This was our T'Challa
forever.
voiceover.
forever,
actor.
forever.
Yes, forever, ever, forever, ever.
He's still
One,
still winning awards. We still appreciating his work. It's
of
amazing,
course,
amazing.
of course.
Yeah,
So there's a series on Marvel called What If, and
yeah. It's
he
it's
did the
on Disney
voiceover.
Plus. What is? There was an
Hmm.
episode about his character. He did the voiceover for it. It's animated, and he won an Emmy for it, as he
Right.
should.
Right. And also, there were some other notable winners over the weekend. Also, President Obama won
Yeah, that other
for.
guy, the guy on the right, he won an award too.
Very happy about that. But
White,
RuPaul, who has been relevant for now almost 3 decades, the drag race, he won outstanding host, and I think this is like his sixth or seventh win. And then our other actor, Mr. Wamble, you know his name?
yeah, Coleman Domingo. Coleman
Hmm.
Domingo, who some of you probably recognize from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom a couple years ago
Exactly.
on Netflix, from other things. He has a kind of like an additional guest sort of role on HBO's Euphoria, where he
Hmm.
plays Zendaya's character's sponsor, and he won an Emmy for that role. That's a pretty amazing show. We don't have time to talk about that. We will talk about it in the podcast, right?
Yes, we will go break it down about the Emmys and we will talk about some of the shows you should be watching
Right.
that are nominated, some
And some
aren't.
of them aren't. There's too many Emmys around, but you can trust Val and I. We know what you might be interested in watching. Right.
Yeah, we're not going to recommend anything crazy, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at our sports segment. It is now time for Coach Tony.
Good night to
Come
TC.
on now.
Right.
What up, Coach?
That was good. I'm sitting here listening to you guys. I got my notebook out. I'm taking notes. Man, what's good? Hey, Mike, I'm repping them Blackhawks tonight, baby. Repping them
The
home.
Black Us. I'm rapping. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, if them boys play as good as they played in the preseason, we may have something at home.
I think we do. Hey, Coach. Hey, in Happy Chicago land, Dunkin' Donuts is making special Chicago Bears donuts. I'm sure they're doing it all over the country with teams, but out here they're getting us buttercream filled donuts with blue and orange, just in time for the game. Just in time for
Hey,
the
that
tailgate.
sounds, hey, I'm going to send you and Val my address. I think I'm going to need a 6-pack.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right. You want us to send you
yeah.
some of them donuts, Coach?
Hey, man, drop them overnight. Drop it. Hey, drop it like it's hot, Val. Drop it like it's hot.
I made the donut.
Man,
I made the donut.
hey, you know the old commercial, Mike? Time to
That's
make
right.
the donuts.
I already made the donuts. He walks
Man.
himself. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we're a little sad that Serena, unfortunately, she's retiring and this past
Evolving.
weekend
She's evolving.
she's
Right.
evolving.
I
Yes.
don't think she's
Can't
gone.
say that
I think she may pull a Tom Brady. But on that note, also, don't know if you guys know or not, our beloved, none other than I just watched the match. Coco Golf just lost too.
We did see that, Coach, too.
Oh no.
Was it Christina?
Christina
Carolina. Yeah, Garcia. Yeah, Garcia was French.
Yeah, I was like, man, but
I was confused. It's like it's Garcia, but she's French. Like, okay, right, that's fine. Whatever.
Hey, ask Andy Garcia about that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's like,
Did any of you all see the matches that Serena was in?
Yeah, Serena won. I mean, you're talking about the longest match in women's history. So it ain't like she laid down and went out. No, she like, hey, she like Ali. I'm the greatest. I'm going 11 rounds with a rope dope. You got to put me out the next two.
Coach, I'm leaning toward. I mean, I think going in, she was assured that she was going to do the R word. She said she don't like to use the word retire. She was going to evolve. She was sure about that. But then she started playing. Coach, yes. I'm kind of leaning towards you. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a while. I don't think she's going to jump back out immediately, but she started getting better as she played. She got
experience. That was experience.
Right. She's able to do. You mentioned Tom Brady, right? He don't need preseason. Not really. He came out there for a bit. I mean, after a while, your body knows what it knows, right?
I'm over 40, Brady. I'm not about to get no extra hits, man. Come on, man.
You know what you know, and her body, she's smart enough to only expend enough energy as she needs to. And plus, I think she found out she had more energy than she thought.
Yeah, exactly. And let me ask you this, Mike. What true champion, go back to Tiger, to George and Brady and all, what true champion that you know want to go out with their last thought they lost?
Right.
They want to go out on top.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, not just that, but I think there's this thought that she had is like, I got something left.
Right.
I got something left.
I'm representing Black women, minorities, the women culture, what I've done, and then the accolades you spit out last week for men and women, she holds the most of all. And then I go out like this, let me think, well, even though I just put up a fight and I just put up the longest match in tennis history, I think I got a little something left in the tank. I can't go out like that.
What if I spent a couple months training? What if I came back in there, I got on a plan, I kept working at this, and I just dedicated myself to like winning one more event, one more title? Could I do it?
And let's go back, Mike, right? But a lot of people don't know. She comes off an injury, right? So she set out. She came off injury. Then she came out where she had to get back with her commercials. And then Nike, because she was injured and hurt and wasn't doing something, Nike needed X amount of commercials and things that they were running her through. So like you said, she was, and then she had baby girl. So during the injury prone, she was trying to get her daughter liking tennis, right? That's a hard task to make somebody. I know I watched mom and dad play something, but I don't know if I want to do it. Trust me, I got my granddaughter. I'm working on her dribbling this ball right now. But you know, it Val, you'll love it because she like, I ain't doing that, Papa. I'm going straight up gymnastic. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But if you ever around me, I got a ball in your hand. So to have Serena do that and come back, like you said, Mike, she's like, I took X amount of months away, but as I came back to the game with all these distractions, I still upset the number 2, the number 6 seed in the world because I've been there before. And then the young lady that put me out, she had to put me out. It was like they turned the music off. You remember back then we had the blue light specials in the basement. Your mama came down and said,
"Here you go."
You had a few people still. Val was like, "Hey, y'all ain't got to leave. Y'all just got to get up out of here." You know?
Got to go home.
Got to go home. You ain't got to go to your house. You got to leave my house. So
here's the other part of that. On top of all that, so she has won 23 Grand Slam titles. She's won 23.
Right.
The record is 24. You got an old Australian lady, old Australian church lady who may or may not be racist, may or may not be, talking smack.
Oh,
at
yeah.
80, like, oh, well, I don't think she really appreciates all that I did. I actually still hold the record and blah, blah, blah. And this and that. It's like, huh?
And here's George Lopez saying, "Old soldiers never die; they only fade away." Serena will always be a household name.
So, because she got smack talk from an 80-year-old,
right?
Really?
And so,
trying to throw dirt, like she's not really gracious. She's not really in it for the right reasons. I still kind of hold the record.
Right. And
Don't
when
you
that,
think she would love to
and
go
when
back
it's so
out there
good,
and shut this
and
up?
yeah, and when Serena goes, Musa, Musa, she'll be back because
Right.
Okay, you gotta do it like Yogi and channeling and trying to get at peace. I want y'all to remember she from Compton, and,
Compton.
Here we go.
and
Here
she
we go.
Hey,
and y'all
Mike,
just and at her moment. That's her moment. We got like Karen down in Australia talking smack like, oh well, I'm actually still I held the record. I get this, and people don't respect me.
and she like, do you know what came out? She like, do you know who came out of Compton? I'm an OG.
Yeah.
Huh?
There are many
Yeah,
women
she give her
playing.
backhand as her forehand. Okay.
Right. There are many women that are playing. You are funny. There are many women that are playing of color because of her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
as
And
simple
Val,
as that.
again, which is something we were talking about earlier, right? It's the true testament of what Nike saw in her. Again,
Mhm.
those that don't know, pull it up, take a trip to Oregon, you'll see a statue sitting outside of Nike. So they don't just give you statues because they like you. They give you statues because you made me money and you were the dedication to the game. And she's
Right.
done both of that. And now she's not only, think about it. She's got people like Steffi Graf. She's got people like Andre Agassi. She's got people like your boy McEnroe, Billie Jean King. These are greats
Mhm.
in the tennis, bowing down to her for just what she's been able to extend to what we're doing. Now, I don't know if you guys did you see this morning with Gail and CBS? They had Bill Rhoden. You know what Bill Rhoden is, right?
I absolutely do. The Dean, yes.
Okay, well, Val,
Sports
Bill
right.
Rhoden is exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
He's the black monostat when it comes to sports and putting us where we need to be at in terms of history. And he was
Okay.
on this morning. And I like what he said. He said, "What I would like to see Venus and Serena do is that it seems that the way God has blessed them, they both came in together and they're both going out together, which is great. Sometimes, Val's my sister, she's going to buy out years ago, and then I move on a few more years. And then in the family, I say, hey, Val, I love you, you're my sister, but I lasted longer. Well, they're going out together. And he said, what I would like to see them do is to go back and create an academy that they strictly go back and look at the kids who are not able to afford to play tennis or
Mhm.
like they weren't, and put this academy where they can teach the inner city kids the value of not only being a champion, but the value of a work ethic and what this can do in terms of playing sports and the doors it can open for you. And he said, I hope they can do that because that tennis academy probably sell out bigger than Tiger. When he said that today, I had to take a step back like, wow, you know how big Tiger is? Tiger's
Yeah.
like Jordan, the logo by himself. And when you're talking about selling out something like that, he's talking about if Serena and Venus did that, they'll have the Nike money like that. Easy.
Yeah.
Well, they.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that you mentioned Tiger because Tiger was in the box there, rooting
Right.
Serena on. From some of the stories that I've read that you probably have heard me saying some of these same stories. Tiger was one of the reasons that Serena was out there. He
Right.
pushed her to get out there. He's like, and did it not just by his words, but by his example. You saw Tiger hobbling around on the greens, doing his
Oh,
best,
Yeah.
putting the fear of
Mhm.
God in people. Like, oh my God, Tiger gonna win this
right.
event. What?
Mhm.
And he said to Serena, "Hey, look, you could do this. You could do this." And she listened to him. I never really thought of it, Coach, but in a lot of ways, they are contemporaries. They are
Oh,
two
yeah.
people that came up at the same time. And unlike, I know somebody out here is gonna throw in these like athletes from these team sports here.
Right.
Serena's sport as tennis and Tiger's sport as golf. There is something about those two sports that bind them together. The way that they have classically been identified as being quote unquote country club and white, And the fact that these two athletes broke through the way that they did at the same time in the same types of environment, under the same type of pressure, I think bonding them in a way that I had never thought of before.
Yeah.
Well, think about it like this. Let's add one more layer to what you just said. To go into the majority, right? And it's kind of like some stuff me and Val talked about before in terms of, where these athletes go sometimes. They got the majority to support them, Mike. Right? Let's look at these concerts. I was telling my son one day, I said, why Drake and all these guys are huge, and Beyonce, it ain't that we support them. We do. But you go look at those concerts, it's rich white kids that sitting in the front, all the adults. Let's be for real. Let's knock down that we're not buying tickets. We're telling our kids, hey, you'll see them on TV, you get to take. I ain't about to spend $150. So when you look in the sport arena and you got these opportunities and you got these greats, you got the historical greats. I mean, you're talking about Billie Jean King is a monument by herself, right? Steffi Graf. Right. She's got a statue as well. You're talking about these people that transcended way before these athletes did, and they're behind me. They're telling me how good I am. And now that looks at me and I say, something? I got a daughter and I got her on TV wearing my braids, looking like me when I started, when my dad pushed me. I'm not going to do what my dad did, but I'm going to open this up so large that these kids going to just come flooding in. The gates are going to open up, just like the Red Sea parted with Moses, and Nike's going to say, something? Whatever you need, we got you. And I guarantee you, Mike and Val, I give it to springtime, and you will have the Serena Williams Tennis Academy nationwide or worldwide.
I, to their credit, I can say that over the last year and a half or 2 years, even though we were in a pandemic, I do remember when Venus Williams visited Chicago, and she went on the South Side, Coach, and she was there at the academy talking to kids in the neighborhood kids, meaning black kids, talking to them about tennis. So she has, done it. Not much fanfare, but they've been out there. They've been doing the work. So if they do something like this, major
foundation,
huge,
and a foundation,
yeah. And the other thing is that I can say up to this point, if they do something like this before it becomes huge, they always wanted it. Their hearts were in the right place. They weren't just doing it for publicity. I mean, they were doing it because this is something that they actually believe in.
Good. And they always try to compare their old man to Michael Jackson there when he was
Joe Jackson
compared to the Joe.
No.
Sing that song. No. Sing that song, Val. Sing that song, Mike.
I need y'all to get to singing. But anyway, speaking about singing, I think this week an exciting thing is going to be happening with the football folks. Yes.
Put the Bears hat on. The NFL season opens this week. Now, Mike, I'm gonna put you in. This is gonna be crazy. I don't know where Mark at, where Bruce at, but I want you to go ahead and give me your preseason for promotional purposes only.
Here we go.
I want you to give me your preseason. Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl?
A preseason
Super Bowl.
prediction.
Super Bowl. All right. Hey, throw that picture back up there.
Okay.
Throw that picture back up there.
Right here?
No. Keep going.
No, not that.
Not that. Okay. Look, there you go. Go back. There it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you, man.
I'm done.
I'm doing what I'm told. I did the research. What is it?
All right. Now is it what I want? No, it's not what I want. Is it what's gonna happen? Probably. I don't. Coach. Before we get too far afield, I'm repping them. I love them, but I don't know. I got mixed feelings about the Steelers. Did you see what the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing?
I told you a few. You knocked me the other day. I mean, a few weeks ago, I told you watch the Steelers.
Do you see who they're starting at quarterback? They're starting the Bears' former number 2 overall pick in the draft, Mitchell Trubisky.
And what did I tell you? What did you tell me? What did you say, Val? They were never the Bears. I told you Trubisky's going to be there, baby.
His mind is blown.
What?
I get that inside story. Hey, Val, I got the inside contact. They called me up saying, "Hey, Coach T, hey, let Mike know next week Trubisky's going to start." Okay, I got you. Appreciate that.
I guess, but you know what? He don't look bad.
No.
He don't look bad. I've been watching every game. Like I've degenerately been watching the NFL Network. Like
the press is off of him, Mike. The press is off, and he playing with Mike Thompson. He playing with Mike. The press is off of him, and Mike runs a base. And he said, "All I need you to do is be like Big Ben, those short routes and hand the ball off. Can you do that?" So I can do that.
He doesn't look bad. He looks pretty good. All right, here, Coach. Here's some nonsense that you probably would agree with.
Nonsense. Wait a minute.
What is that more your liking?
Mark, I'm gonna tell you what, Mark. I may give you credit on that because I had Tampa Bay and the Chiefs.
I knew it. Now. There's no way that's happened.
Brady's going out. This is last year. I guarantee you, this Tom Brady's last year. He's going out, and I guarantee you. Now he hasn't got Gronk, but here's the funny part about it. You're gonna look at it, Mike. Gronkowski is not there. You wait by mid-season when Tampa Bay may be struggling, and Brady pick the phone up and get Gronk to come back in and play a half a season. But he's been resting for a while.
I don't think he needs Gronk. I mean, I saw in that little bit that he had. He seemed like he had a good relationship with that tight end. He seemed like he could work with that tight end that they have. I don't remember his name, but it was serviceable.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be good. No. I'm with Mike now.
There's a little bit of homework.
That's like happening.
Right, that
Mark. Not happening.
Yeah, okay. Mark, I like you. Hey, I love you, but that ain't promotional purposes, there, Mark.
No, let me throw that back up there, Coach. Let me give you this test. Let's see how you do on this one. Of those 2 ridiculous things that he just said there, both of which are wild. Mark, you're making me laugh. Which one of those teams is most likely to make the playoffs?
The playoffs.
Consider the conference. Consider the conference.
Right, the playoff. If it's a playoff, the one that's more likely to happen would be Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Because our Titans, I love them. We're going to struggle a little bit this year. I'm going to tell you the surprise team this year is going to be Indianapolis Colts. The Buffalo Bills will do their thing over here this year. Denver will be back this year. So out of those 8 teams that go to playoff, Baltimore Ravens will sneak in the playoff in the AFC.
Mark, I got the other team. I think the other team has a better shot of making the playoffs this year. I think the Carolina Panthers have a better shot of making the playoffs than the Ravens.
Oh,
here's why.
Mark,
the NFC is weak. The NFC is weak, and Carolina could jump up. Now, how's McCaffrey? McCaffrey healthy?
Nope, he's not back yet.
He's not. Is he coming? Is he predicted to come back?
Yeah, predicted to come back by week 2.
Mark, for promotional purposes only, I think. Nah. See, that's conventional wisdom. I'm sorry, sir. That's wrong. Now, here's the reason why.
Hey, because Lamar Jackson.
Pittsburgh ain't down this year. Coach, can you agree with me on this? Pittsburgh's not down this year.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's not down this year. Y'all not giving Pittsburgh. I've seen a lot of Steelers preseason games. That's a good team. Their backup quarterback, the one that's not starting over Trubisky, when that kid comes in, Kenny Pickett.
Pickett, yeah. Hey, I told you about the Steelers.
They redshirted him. He's good. Now the Ravens' problem is this. The Ravens' problem is this, I think. Coach, you correct me on this. I think they're not giving my boy a contract. He's playing without a contract. He's doing a lock
Who is
in,
this?
which means that he's gonna be doing too much. He's gonna be doing too much. Lamar. Lamar's gonna be doing too much this year.
He
And
just
that
got his
makes me
contract.
fearful.
He just got his contract, man.
When?
He just
Oh,
got
boy.
last week. He just got his contract, so he now got his contract. So I think we're gonna be good. I gotta double check that, but I think he just got his contract.
Double check that because last time I checked, he said I'm locked in. I'm not gonna worry about my contract. I'm just gonna play.
Hey, I think he got that contract, and I think he's gonna be all right. And I'm telling you right now, if he over here on the other side, they with Washington, right? I mean, not Washington, but the AFC division that they're gonna be in. They got the Titans. They got us. They got. It's gonna be hard.
Nah,
Coach.
Nope, it's not done. It's not done deal.
Oh, not done. Okay.
It's not done. It's not done.
Well, he may not come out. He may not come out and play, and it may be strange.
No, he's gonna play. He's gonna play. That's my problem. That's what I'm telling you is the problem. He's gonna play without that contract. That means he's gonna be stressing that I deserve that contract, which means he might be doing too much. That division is not a lock for the Ravens. That division, you got Tom in it. That's a tough division. You got Cincinnati.
That's a tough division.
We ain't even mentioned Cincinnati yet.
Yep, that's a very tough division. And you got to come to play in this division if you want to walk about it.
So walking this back quickly, who's in Carolina's division?
Who's that? No, not Jacksonville, but
they NFC. So that's Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Okay. I'll give it to Tampa Bay. They might take the division. They might take the division. Who else is
They will take that division.
Okay, all right. Okay, there's three other teams. Who else is in there? So Tampa Bay, Carolina,
Tampa Bay, Carolina. Is it no, not Washington. Washington's in the other. New Orleans gonna be down this year. Yeah, New Orleans. You know, they may be okay, but New Orleans may play 500.
Think of the other NFC South team. Who's the other NFC South team? Atlanta
Falcons. Yeah.
Carolina has a chance at a wild card out of the NFC, a much better shot than the Ravens do coming out of the AFC.
I'm still going to go, Mark.
You see what I'm saying? But you see my point, right?
With you, Mark. I'm still going to roll with you, Mark.
But here, wait.
You got a better
what
shot.
About the Bears?
Carolina's
what
got
about the Bears?
The Bears is going in the Central Division, and unfortunately for the Bears, they play in the same conference with Green Bay.
The Bears are in the same division with Green Bay, so that's going to be a problem. That means they lose to them twice a year, maybe only
exactly. And Aaron Rodgers has a way of doing like this, Val.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
So that's not good. But I gotta tell you, I think Carolina could be a playoff team. They could be a playoff team. If McCaffrey comes back healthy. That boy that they got from Cleveland, the other one, the one that came from Cleveland, he's not terrible. He ain't terrible. He's better than what they had.
Well, we're gonna see because Cam is gone now, and Mark, we're gonna watch this. But before we roll it out, I just need to touch on one thing. I appreciate you put me up on Tim McGahee and the referees in this NBA scandal thing, man. You know, I remember when that went on, but it made me so mad that you got me boiling hot before my basketball season started. I'm about to look at my referees this year a different way, man. You know what I'm saying? Every foul, I may get a couple.
What we talk about quickly is a special called Untold on Netflix, and it focuses. One of the episodes focuses in on Tim Donaghy, who is the infamous NBA referee who was caught cheating in a FBI operation that went in a sting and got him out. Now, when the NBA got him out, they said, oh, it's isolated incident. It's just him. Nobody else. There's no other gambling. There's no other refs that are doing things
65 referees
in the league. But he is out now, an hour and 20 minutes on Netflix, breaking it down, almost game by game, showing you some untoward and very interesting things there,
Some
Coach.
of the games that I personally watched and I knew it was crazy.
Oh, some I
But
remember.
yeah,
Some I
here's the
remember.
crazy part about it. I remember that Jordan spin when he called down and Mike looked at him and stared. And I remember watching that game. But here's the crazy part about it.
Yes, yes,
Out of
yes.
that entire Netflix story, what's the one thing that hit you? One thing.
That's it. That's it. It is would Phil have said that to a ref? You're dang right he would. You're darn right Phil would have said that to a ref. If a ref called a play on Jordan and the ref goes to Phil Jackson and says the league is telling us to call it on everybody, Phil Jackson definitely would have told that dude, but not on him.
But not on him.
Here's the one thing that stood out to me that you're gonna love. Stearns was the biggest mob figure in the United States, baby. You thought John Gotti was Gotti?
Rest in peace.
Hey, let me tell you something. When my man Mariano and Baba said, hey, Stearns told not only the league, but the judges, the FBI, and everybody involved, you got no case. And we're going to handle this ourselves in-house. Because why? He had Nancy Reagan, from Nancy Reagan up to Clinton, up to Obama. He had the money, he had the paper, baby. Paper behind him in the player. And what you didn't want is the NBA scandal that take the league down during the time that Stearns already saw he had built the league up. He had two people that was the most important people in the world at one point. They said it was David Stearns, the NBA commissioner, and Michael Jordan.
Absolutely. And if you don't believe that, ask the city of Sacramento, California, because David Stearns got an arena, which is the anchor of their whole downtown area. I know. I lived there. I was there when there's a David Stern Way there, right next to the arena.
And Tony, if you look at the screen, Mark wanted to know how often have you intimidated a referee, or I bet you never threw a chair. This is Mark. This is not me. This is Mark.
Hey, Mark. I can't pull a Bobby Knight. And I can't put myself out there like that, Mark, because my season hadn't started, right? So I don't intimidate referee, but what I do is I got that look, and they look like this. You got to be kidding me, right?
Hey, Phil Jackson gave Tim Donaghy.
Right, and then you got to butter them up like this. If Val's that referee, I'm saying, Val, you know that call. Tell you what, I'm gonna give you that one, but you owe me one before the game was over. So you gotta kind of coach the referee, let him know, because everybody knows the referee makes what, Mike? Makeup calls.
Makeup calls. He actually went into that too. Oh my. Okay, so no matter how you all
here's the crazy part about it. He was not only that good, he was so good. He was giving bets up and letting these dudes know that I'm gonna be off 6+ or 6- for promotional purposes only. I should have known.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Just to really wrap this up, which I can't. See. This is why what he's saying is true. You know it. If y'all don't want to hear it, don't watch it. Okay. If you want to believe the game is pure and all of that, God bless you. Live in that Pollyanna fairyland.
Right.
You want to be in. However, for the rest of us, it's for the rest of us here.
But
it's really interesting to me that all these leagues have isolated and scapegoated at least one or two people in each league for betting. However, right now, you can't go 5 minutes into any professional game right now without getting hit by at least 2 to 3 commercials for entertainment purposes.
All right. And I'm going to tell you, Mike and Val, and I'm going to finish up with this. And I get it, because I remember years ago, I love Vegas. And a couple of places, because I'm down south, no gambling now like it is at home in Chicago. But I was going to Vegas, and I would just enjoy the city. And people would say, man, how do you end up in Vegas and you don't sports book? I had no idea. I didn't even know how to bet on a basketball game because, Mark, this will answer your question as well. because I was a coach. And with me being a coach, I spent multiple years at the NCAA clinics, adhering to books, adhering to rules, and all that. So when I went to places like Vegas or wherever I had a casino in Miami or wherever I was at, I never, ever, ever entered the sports book because one, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't understand the odds, and they were very simple. But I would enjoy playing horses because growing up in Chicago, I lived at the track at Arlington and Hawthorne a lot. So I would go play the ponies, and I was okay to play the ponies because they had nothing to do with an athlete. They were the best athletes in the world. Is a thoroughbred, trust me. But on the backside of that, I didn't know how to do human athletes. So because of that, I never bet it until, like you said, the new commercial, the new game, and for promotional purposes only allowed us to do that. And as you saw at the end of the series, what happened? At the end of that entire trial, the NBA teamed up with all people, MGM Sports, to become the first professional league to offer gambling where they got a kickback to the league. Everyone else can do it, but the NBA got a kickback from every bet placed at MGM Resorts.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen it, it is current. What was that, Michael?
They had the best commissioner. They had the best lawyer in terms
best
of
commissioner. And that's why they said David Stern was the best commissioner. When you got Magic and Michael and Bird kissing and high-fiving Stearns, you already know what's up, man.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check it out on Netflix, it's called Untold Operation Fragrant Foul. Currently streaming on Netflix about that entire. I found it entertaining, and I was just thinking, I remember that game. They would show clips from different games.
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember that game.
The game
was
that Kobe and Shaq did one crazy on. The game they took from your boy Chris Webber against LA.
Yeah. That's when I was knee deep in watching the NBA. So I'm just like, yo, man. So
that was Sacktown Boogie right there.
Yeah, that was the one and only chance they actually had to be something great.
Correct. And there was the one chance they had to wash out Chris Webber's wrongdoing when he was a college spot. Timeout.
Not only that, Sacramento, that's a huge area. If you ever had something positive in that whole area, that's a whole section almost darn near untapped of Northern California. There's still people there, Coach, in that area that still remember that team fondly. They're still living off of that team. Just like
your boy had to go back and become the mayor. Kevin Johnson. I love Kevin J. KJ ended up going back home to be the mayor, kind of put things back together. So
he went there to help Stern get that place done.
He did. And got the mayor's job and got the paper too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
all right.
He did.
We want to thank him. It's Coach Tony.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to love you, Mark. I'm going to give you pounds, Mark. We're going to be talking about this later on, baby. We're going to talk about it later on, Mark. And I got to see what Bruce's thoughts are. But you know my word. Val, the voice, Mr. Wamble. It's like a Martin show, baby.
Right. We'll see. I can't wait for the season to start. Thursday, first NFL game. All right, man. All right, you wrapping up? We're wrapping up. I know we're over.
We are way over, Mr.
Yeah, that's okay. Chop it up later. All right, okay.
It's okay.
All right. Run it. Do your thing. You gotta take us out. You gotta tell us what's up, what's going on.
Well, are you doing this tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I will be there.
What are you gonna talk about?
I'm gonna talk about Elvis Presley. Absolutely. Woo, boy.
Oh my gosh. Well, Interludes, we're currently celebrating 100 episodes. And I think tomorrow our audio podcast will be covering the Emmys.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll be covering the Emmys. Is that correct?
Yeah, best on TV, whether it's nominated or not. We're covering it. Yeah. Tomorrow.
Wait.
Tomorrow. Yes, I'm talking about the so-called king of rock and roll.
There you go.
I got
Hashtag
something for
Wamble
you.
Wednesdays. Oh, actually, it'll be 7 o'clock Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, I like this. Mark says Roku doesn't care about being over. I'm very happy about that, but Twitter does. I thought I would say that. There you go. Oh my God. And then we got Mark talking about I heard Elvis is still alive. We are not
Nah,
getting into that.
nah.
Not
Tupac,
tonight.
Tupac ran
Not
into
tonight.
him.
Not
Tupac
tonight.
ran into
No,
him.
no,
Yeah,
no,
that
no.
one.
No, no,
Nah,
no, no.
Tupac took care of Elvis. This done. It's done.
Well, go ahead, guys, and make sure that you check us out on our YouTube channel, our Facebook group, and also streaming right now on LinkedIn. And right now, thanks to Mr. Lee in North Carolina, Interludes is on the Pod TV Roku channel. Woohoo! Please like
Woo,
and
Roku,
follow and check us on
Roku.
out there. We're doing great, and we'll be back next week.
We
And
will.
yeah, I'm excited about that. And I'm actually gonna watch. I'm not boycotting football this year, so I'm gonna actually watch it this year.
So Justin Fields, his name, his number is 1. He's number one in our hearts. Hit the like button. Please share. Smash it. Smash the like button. Like She-Hulk. Next week.
You're
Next
you're
week.
you're funny. And
Next week.
what's your name? What's your name, Mr. Wamble?
My name is not Megan Thee Stallion or Val the Voice Johnson, but yours is one of those. But this has been Interludes Extra, Talk on a Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson. Thank you. We over. We out. Peace.
Peace.